Hello, this is Compound Interest Stock Guide. Today in this video, I'm going to be talking about cream de la cream that rise into the top. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell down below. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Also want to disclose I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment information purposes. Do not buy or sell based on anything I talk about. Buy or sell after you did your own research, due diligence, and you like the investments you're pursuing. So yeah, this is a video I did earlier, but I took it down because I was doing it in the middle of the night, so I was trying not to be loud, and just the audio is terrible because I just wasn't loud at all. And I may decide to redo it. I think the thumbnail I made for this is pretty sick actually. Um, yeah, I'm working on my thumbnails, so uh, think working on improvements. Anyways, I may do that again. It's about Aurora, when will ACB be able to break even? But my video on the ski hill today is pretty good information, like 9 minutes long, about Aurora Cannabis. It really breaks it down. I've been watching from the sidelines from Aurora Cannabis for a long time, and I think I have a fairly good handle on understanding the company. Again, I don't know uh, everything what they're gonna do because only the insiders are gonna know that stuff. The insiders are gonna know if they're gonna do a reverse split, if they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, right? So I can only use my thinking powers and try to deduce what's gonna happen. But yeah, so I think I may redo that. But anyways, I want to talk about Village Farms, Valence Growworks, and MetaFarm Labs. And before I get into that, I want to just share my portfolio watch list. So this is Halo Labs. Like these are the ones that were up this week, right? So I always watch this. What I watch. If you guys want this my cannabis watch list, I can send you a link. Just have to send you with a PDF. It won't be the same as this, and then you can go to investing.com and then go log in, put a portfolio, and make your own with that. And yeah, it's a nice tool to have for sure. Investing.com. So basically, with the ones that did really good on Friday is Delta 9 Cannabis. They're close to profitability, very close, very close. And Halo Labs, sort of, but I think the big reason why they went up is because they got a lot of stuff going on in Buffalo, and then Village Farms on the cannabis side has been profitable, and MetaFarm Labs is extremely profitable, and Heritage Cannabis is now got a big deal with Kronos for their vape pens. So yeah, I mean, I think they're making pretty good revenues right now. They also got a deal with Zenabis. I'm not sure who else they have a deal with, but yeah, I mean, I think they're probably pretty busy. Who knows what their first revenues are going to be like, but they could surprise, like 5-10 million or something. Who knows? And that's good to see. And Valens, one of my favorite companies. Their new ticker in Canada is VLNS as well. They changed it. They don't want to be known as Growworks because they're not cannabis growers. So they just want to be known as extract players. And I think I think it's a pretty solid company. They pretty much, I think the quarter that they're going to be reporting, like February or March, is probably, like, they already said it was going to be 27 million. I think the net income is probably going to be around anywhere from 10 to 15 million in net income. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it was somewhere like 13 or 14 million. Again, I'll stay on the low side of like 10 to 15 million. Worst case, it's a little bit below that, like 8 or 9, but I don't really think so. Yeah, I'd put it where that is, and they have so much money coming in with all that money from the net income that they're making on a monthly basis. They're going to be able to just buy back shares. They already did. It's like something. It was like an NCIB, a normal course issuer bid, that they're able to buy back their shares whenever they want now. So, say tomorrow they want to buy like 100,000 shares, they can buy it, and you think the stock's going to go down because of that? Give your head a shake. So yeah. Anyways, that's one. And Namaste, they have products in BC cannabis stores, so that's good for their revenues. And TrueLeaf, another one of my favorites, they're starting to come up. And Planet 13 and Zenabis is just, trading half pennies. But Planet 13 was profitable last quarter, I believe, or very close to profitability if they didn't make a net income. They just made a small loss. Like they don't burn a lot. So they're very tight in their operations. And even code is just flat. But when I look at this, what I do on a day-to-day basis is I look at the volume, right? So I look at, okay, Aurora, Hexo, T-God, Tilray, CV Sciences, Canopy Growth, all these things. That's where you want to see. You want to see the lots of volume, because that shows that there's a lot of value, especially when you got stock like over $1 and you got like 1 million in shares. Like say it's got 5 million, it's a $5 stock and there's over 1 million traded. That's $5 million dollars worth of value being traded. So that's kind of the thing I look at. New Cannabis Venture has a global stock indices that I can track who's trading the most value every day. It kind of ranges anywhere from Aurora to Canopy to Tilray to GW Pharma to Chronos. Those are pretty much always in the top 4 or 5. So anyways, let's just go down here, and I got MedMen. I want to go back to where I do the percentage. So Hexo, because they did that bad raise, that's not very hot for the stock. And then Tilt is just kind of coming down again, consolidating. I'm pretty bullish on Tilt, but I'm not going to look at the chart today. I'm just looking at Village Farms and Valens and MetaFarm. And yeah, so I have that out there, and I have a commodities one for my watch list, and it has small stocks to big stocks like Suncor to Rio Tinto to BHP Billiton to Wheaton Precious Metals to United States Steel, Encana, Freeport McMoran, Vale, Tech Resources, Kirkland Lake Gold, big player. Hey, when gold starts going up, this is a very good company. I haven't watched it with a microscope, but from what I've heard about them in the past, like this is a very good company. Kamenko, big uranium player in Canada. Sprott Resources and Barrick Gold, a big gold player. Garibaldi exploration, nickel, platinum, copper, gold, silver. I mean, pretty much just big. They got big grades of nickel and copper that they're finding in northern British Columbia. So this is a very interesting stock. I do own shares in this company, and yeah, Pure Point is another uranium company. So then I got the S&P 500 index, and so you go down the list, and this is when I was like more trying to do options, and I wanted to see, like, I've done options on Apple before, on Microsoft. I've thought about doing it with JP Morgan. I thought about it with Starbucks, Johnson and Johnson. I've thought about uh, 3M. I've done options on 3M, done options on Adobe, and Novartis. I've done it on them, and yeah, I mean, you got Rockwell, you got Diageo, you got Fresh Del Monte. So this is just the big players in the industry. So I got my own index, and I can look at it when I want to. And then this is a dividend portfolio. So these are companies that as a watch list, as I any people that be watching, I'm sure you're pretty aware of this. If you're new to the channel, what watch list is basically, it's picked my interest. So I want to like put it under the microscope for a little bit longer. And then if I see the volumes, it's always trading, doesn't get burned down too much. Don't hear some negativity about the stock, things like that. Because the watch list is, it's just something that it's there. I want to be watching these. But if I'm not interested or I don't understand about these companies, I just click that X. Peace. Peace out. So that's pretty much how I handle watching my watch list. You got ExxonMobil, big oil player. You got Power Corporation. You got Starbucks, Fortis. That's a very good dividend stock. Again, I can't really deduce if it's going to go up or down right now as far as the stock is, but I do know it is a very good dividend for the long term. It's been like a 4% dividend. And Suncor's got a good one too. It's around 4%. But you're playing with oil. And I don't know these, but whether it's anywhere from like 0.8% to like 3%, that's just, this is the big players, a dividend portfolio. I got it there. So sometime down the line, I want to build my own dividend portfolio. These I can add to this. Be like, okay, I want to add what, Cresco Labs, but obviously Cresco Labs not a profitable company. But whatever the case, you add it, and then you press it, and then it gets added. So it's a cool thing. But this is the profitability and close, and Abercrombie and Finch works with GGB. So that's why it's kind of like the cannabis. This is a lithium stock, so it shouldn't really be on the list, but I just don't really have another spot for it, and I've been pretty focused on this list. I own stocks in pretty much majority of these companies. This I just bought some in here because they were almost positive EBITDA last quarter. They were like minus 9,000, and they're set to do about 60 to 80 million in 2020, and they intended to lower their costs. So it's a little bit of a gamble, but you're getting at really low levels, and the price to sales is like retarded, and they're big in the distribution game in Canada. So they got deals with Canopy, Harvest One, a host of names, as well as TGIF and USA. So I mean, that's good. I'm interested in the volumes picking up. So it shows that it's getting accumulation. So I wouldn't be surprised if this has a big run one of these days. I put some money into it. I hope it goes up a lot higher. And Elcana I don't own. This I do. And CXXI did do profitable this quarter on adjusted operational income. So I have been done that report card. I don't know if I will, but regardless, I would give it a pretty good grade for the report card. I'm not going to say because that would be giving you the secrets. So you gotta stay tuned if I'm going to do that or not. So in IIPR, I don't own it. It's kind of expensive. I just what do I do? Buy 20 shares, and that's like $2,000 Canadian. Doesn't really seem. And their PE ratio is higher than Balance. I mean, maybe they're going to do amazing. I can't deduce the company. There's I think there's just understanding. I don't understand the business enough. I try to, but it's just outside of my comfort zone. So if it was at a lot lower level and I could understand it better, then I would be interested. But I don't really want to dive into it and have the headache in my mind, like when it's moving up. Like, say I buy it tomorrow and it goes down the next week, like to like 65, and I don't understand it. I don't want to deal with that headache. Whereas like if I bought Grow Generation, I understand the business, so I can sleep better about like, oh, if it moved up here and there. I don't own it. I have in the past. Abacus is profitable only because of tax situation, but they have very good profit margins in their topical CBD business. So, and Planet 13. So that's pretty much. I mean, I don't have True Leaf on there, so I should have them on there. There's only going to be more profitable companies. As I said in the video I did earlier, I think that Aurora Cannabis could be profitable come the quarter from July 1st to like September 31st. So, there's just going to be more and more companies. But anyways, what else do I have here? So the low PE miners. So just because it's like a low PE, see, I'm pretty certain that companies like tech, they have a lot of debt. United States still has a lot of debt, and I don't know exactly the debt positions for these. This is a big copper player, and this is a big natural gas oil player. I don't know their debt situation, but they're big players and they have low PE ratios. So that is pretty much the portfolio watch list. And I use this on a daily basis. I come down here, I look at real-time commodities, and I examine. I look at, okay, so what's going on? Lean hogs, they're minus 0.51%. So it's like, ooh, what's going on? Oh, nickel's down a little bit. Ooh, what's going on? And yeah, like U.S. coffee, I look at that orange juice, lumber, gold, palladium, silver, copper, and platinum. So that's pretty much what I do, on a basis, and I just, I examine what's at the top, what's at the bottom, what's moving. Yeah, it's just a great tool to have, investing.com. And yeah, so basically in this yeah, so let's do the charts now. Okay, so this is the 1-day chart. So each candle means one day. So here it looks as though it's bottoming, and then the Bollinger Band's kind of expanding, and you know, it looks as like it's going to go up, but you know, there could be some resistance at a certain point, especially now that it's above the Bollinger Band, you know, because it's probably going to spike up, like, and then so, you know, for all we know, it could go to 475, and then it'd be like have a big wick outside the Bollinger Band, and then come back down to like 430, 420 the next day. So I mean, there's a good chance to potentially make a lot of profits. But you know, for all we know, it could also go run up to $5 in a day too. So the market doesn't have to follow these chart patterns. They can be very schizophrenic. So I try to look at the 5 hour, the 15, especially when I'm really serious. Like, you know, it's like, oh, well, so it's very expanding a lot. So that's interesting. Yeah, so let's look at Velen's grow work. Tired, snowboarding, and the indica had some Shiska berry from Namaste. I've pretty much tried everything from Zenabis now. Tried D-Baba, tried uh, Mata. I've tried D-Baba, Citrique, Sensi Star, and something else, but I can't think of it. But I probably missed a few strains, like they got ultra sour and some other things. I think that's maybe only for the medical market, but I've tried their CBD capsules, and yeah, I mean, tried a lot of I'm fairly satisfied with their product. I mean, it's not A plus, it's not Broken Coast, but when you buy Broken Coast, you're paying, you know, in these stores you're paying like $14. So that's before tax. So if I want to buy, I can buy like for $9 or something, right? Or like $8 or something, like $9, I guess, and then taxes. So it's a lot more reasonable, and it's decent. Like, it's good. It's like the Citrique I had was really nice strain actually. The D Bubba is very good. Yeah, I mean, I'm very satisfied. I mean, I'd probably give it most of the products like about a B plus, I think, as far as like in the legal market. So yeah, Valens Grow Worker is doing. They went up here, and so they're up above the Bollinger Band, and look in the 1 hour. So I don't like that wick, right? Like the wick outside there. But you know, if a bigger wick like starts coming, see, I'd rather it start coming over into here. That way it's inside of the Bollinger Band. So I'm not really liking that as far as looking at it. But you know, especially in the 2 hour, like that's. But if the Bollinger Bands really expand like a lot, and it could just ride up to like 350, 375, especially if they start buying their shares tomorrow. Like, that'd be very catalytic, and that'd be awesome. So yeah, now let's look at the Village. Oh yeah, what I don't like about about Valens is right here. There's this gap right here. So from here, so it very well come back to 312 to 314 and fill that gap before it goes up. So something to keep in mind for sure if you're looking at this company. Come on, come on, come on, come on. If it doesn't load in the next 30 seconds, I'm not doing it. So I shave myself. I was sick and tired of my beard. Okay. So it's still kind of like down here. I mean, it's not really for certain that it's gonna just not go down further. You know, it is above the T line, so that's nice to know. It was below the Bollinger Bands here, and then it just came up. You know, 90% of the time the trade's always inside the Bollinger Bands, so if it gets outside the Bollinger Bands, it's like a magnet. It always wants to go back into it. It's like, bang, there's a magnetic force. It has to go back into the Bollinger Bands. So, yeah, I mean, that's something traders and investors should really watch. And let's look at the 5-hour to get a better look at it. These are the cream de la cream. These are the ones that are profitable. So, you know, they went up on Friday, and I wouldn't surprise me if they go up tomorrow a fair bit. So, yeah, so I mean, I'd kind of like it to see it just kind of move like around here, and then the Bollinger Bands expand more, like go up there to like get a lot higher, and this start to come up. That would be a very bullish move, and start coming up, and then I could start seeing it go towards $10. I looked at it earlier. $10 is absolutely a big support and resistance zone. So yeah, I mean, around here, something to really watch. This right here, but I mean, it's not for certain that this trend is going to change, the downward trend, and it's going to go towards an upward trend. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this content. Yeah, I got Wu-Tang Clan, because Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to F with. Anyways, keep compound your info. This is my lingo. Shaka. Cut. Peace. I'm out.